Hey everybody, thanks for tuning in back to the Chronicles of Peril. We've been off for a little bit, so thanks for your patience. Welcome back. I'm going to give just a quick catch up, even though we have the summary in there, just in case also people are tuning in for the first time. Our heroes are in Chult. They came together at a small archaeological dig site called Miven's Rest. They stopped a basilisk cult. Then they went off to find a wizard in a bottle and befriended Amelia Greyheart. They fought a strange creature in the woods that had tethers like a violin that was bringing up undead monkeys.
Kilt?
As you do.
As you do.
I was here for a second.
Yeah. And then returning to Miven's Rest, they've headed out. Elbin, the druid, has had strange interactions in Chult. All of the animals seem to follow him around, like just an army of small creatures.
No way.
He has had plagued dreams of continual rot somewhere in the jungle that he feels is happening, unnatural. And last time he had a vision of what seemed like a indigenous Chultan, maybe a 16-year-old boy, being guided by a voice, then falling down a ravine and accepting help from a slightly more malevolent voice, and rot spreading out. So they've kept going north, heading back the way that they came into Chult, and they've come upon a fort days away that they were told should be here, a spot to jump off from. When they got there, there were a number of hungover guards, and then some tigers attacked. I don't think... Actually, maybe all the guards did make it. Did they? I think
I think
one died.
Or did he just get maimed pretty bad?
I think he got maimed because they all disengaged. They were...
I think he might have made it.
They were absolutely not at all proficient in their job as guards.
They were garbage.
But they have now entered into the fort of Farley's Well.
And it's like a, picket, or no, it's got the palisade, like a wooden palisade.
It's got the palisade, and it looked like they have cleared a ton of lumber in a line to make it, looks like a road would be getting ready to be put in, but it's mostly just stumps now, which I think Hildegard and Elbin, it was a strange sense of just legitimate loss for it being there, something that you would have expected. But yes, they have a built-up palisade, much like Jamestown, a little bit, well, certainly nicer than Jamestown.
Jamestown's
I kind of like
pretty
Jamestown,
nice.
Man. What do you mean?
Come on, man. I visited
My
that
dad's from
this summer.
I've done it a few times. I give it a C.
They got ice cream at the gift shop? Because Jamestown does.
And you guys, actually, this is just going to be a field trip, and you guys can watch people making candles for a little bit. For those who don't know, we live in Virginia, so these are things that you do, or go to historical sites like Jamestown and Williamsburg.
That's how you churn the butter.
Yep. Here's us, we're carrying leathers. Well, everybody has a job, huh?
Well, I like it.
As you guys will also notice, Castle Mac Lydia has other obligations that she has to tend to. So for now, she is going to be a viewer of this and doing other things. We will miss her. Hildegard, I'm not going to kill right now. Probably. Maybe.
I would have, but...
You would have.
Yeah.
You're dead. You've gone insane.
You got your brain eaten.
You got your brain eaten. Alright. Well, you guys have now entered through. They've opened Porticulus. And you guys have come through. You see, it looks like a town that could have been out of the Sword Coast, in all honesty. The architecture is pretty similar. It's obviously a bit more frontier town, but there's porches on some. There's clearly an inn, a couple other shops, not that people are necessarily frequenting them. There is a large well in the center of town that looks new. I mean, for the most part, probably a year or two.
So with shops and stuff, how big is it? I'm trying to, in my mind's eye.
Let me tell you, it is... I'll give you a rough view. It's actually pretty large. I'll show you guys a small map of it here.
Oh, okay.
So, the palisades are kind of built around with leaving spots for roads coming out. So there are a number of... What you do see in here is strange as you start walking through, and the guards are kind of... Most of, like, one had started to walk with you guys, and then was like, no, and went and sat back down. The other is nursing serious wounds. There are, like, streamers that are still out from the night before. There are people sleeping in the streets. There's a number of bottles strewn around. As you walk further, there are a couple people fighting and watching a fight that is going on. In another alley, you see two people just having sex with each other in the middle of the open. And you see a handful of people who don't look necessarily drunk, but they're younger. They're, by all accounts, look like they're more attractive, and they're all wearing a strange rose. They seem also like they're having a good time, but it almost looks like they're just enjoying the day.
How many people do we see wearing that rose?
You probably see, I mean, just as you're walking through, maybe 5 or 6, just kind of in disparate groups. They typically look like they are couples or walking together. They look like their clothes look like they've had a good time, like they probably were part of a party, but they don't seem to be having the continued effects. Like, this town looks like it's lawless at the moment. Right. Nobody's throwing daggers or anything like that. It just looks like it past a festival day. For you, I don't think I've ever been to a festival day. You, I think, would have.
Probably so.
Of some sort. But there you are. That is what is before you.
I mean, I think Kelly would kind of scratch the back of his head. What did we miss?
This is normal.
I suppose they don't have anything else to do. It explains them. Like, point back to the inept guards.
Not much to guard, I guess. Have you seen the pins? Have you seen that before? That.
Oh, and you said they were, like, more attractive? Like, more conventionally attractive?
Yeah, there doesn't look like there's anything, like... You don't get any sense like it's like a magical spell or anything like that. They just look like they're the most attractive people in town. They would naturally be the most attractive people. Right. I'll say by Sword Coast standards.
Yeah. Right. Well, I suppose we should go talk to someone.
I guess so. They don't seem bothered by whatever's north of here that I'm feeling.
Just like look around.
Yeah, somebody comes up close, puts a hand on your shoulder.
I think he'll just be like, no, like kind of do the like worm away from the hand.
Kind of looks up, gives you the thumbs up, continues going.
All right. I don't know who we should speak with.
Not sure how much I like this place, but I suppose we should go in a building, perhaps?
You see a couple buildings. There looks like there's an inn called the Copper Pot. People are definitely still stumbling out, half fighting. Other people, just look like they're sleeping. Right. I mean, that they fell over front ways are still laying in the street. There is another shop that says Marlena's Cellar. It doesn't look like there's anything really going on there. It looks like it's a shop, maybe even kind of a general goods store.
Well, maybe we should go to the inn. That's where most people come, I guess, when they're new.
Not sure I like most people here, but it's worth a shot. I'll let you go.
Probably just having a bit of fun.
A lot of
It does seem a bit irresponsible. Timed with those lions. Tigers, I mean. Definitely tigers.
And
Could have ended much worse.
especially with the guards they had,
Could have been much worse.
people wouldn't be doing well if we hadn't come along, maybe.
Alright, well. There's nothing to do for it but to go and try to speak to someone.
Alright.
I think just roll into the end, kind of like pushing people out of the way, kind of just like,
Yeah.
Excuse me.
Hildegard is, I mean, even more so looking around like just looking at like, what the fuck is... You guys going into the shop that you saw?
Yeah.
Kind of the general goods?
Or the end.
The inn.
Oh, I'm sorry.
The
The
copper
tavern. The cop. It was
Yeah.
a tavern. I said inn, but it's a copper
Gotcha.
spot.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
where you guys want to go?
Yeah, the tavern.
All right. Going into the tavern. Okay. You guys go in. There are people over tables. There's a halfling that's like pushing a broom and pushing people over like, out, 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 out. That's enough. That's enough. He's just looking around at, I mean, the the tables are broken. The chairs are broken.
Yeah, I think we'd just be standing there like kind of in shock.
He looks up. He's like, I don't have any more ale. I do not have any more ale.
That's all right. We weren't here for ale. What happened here?
Well, welcome to Farley's Well. Fuck if I know. Past fortnight or so. Started real small. Couple people went out. Partied in the forest, which is fucking dangerous. Came back. Had a good time. Then a couple more people went. Then a couple more people. They wander back into town. Slowly more of the town keeps coming back. And now they just continue to party all the time. Drinking, smashing up the bar, doing all sorts of God knows what in the alleys.
We know what.
I mean, at first, I thought it was great. I was making gold hand over fist. I didn't give a damn why they wanted to keep partying. They've drunk me out of ale. They smashed up half me bar. All that money I made, I'm gonna have to fix this back up. I came over here, they promised this was gonna be away from the Sword Coast. No fucking wars, no dragons, no Zents.
But parties.
Parties, I mean, I expected to be the only tavern here. People going out working, they've got a couple agricultural fields, then the lumbering they're trying to make for the road. There was jobs.
So the forest, you say?
Yeah, that's right, out there in the jungles.
Do you have any idea which way? Or how far?
Or why?
I have no idea. People say they're just trying to have a good time. They don't have much memories either, I'm assuming, because they've put back so much, if you know what I mean.
We'll look around, see if any of the rose pin folks are here.
In here? No.
Okay.
Not in this establishment.
I think Kelly would kind of lean in and be like, what's with the pins? Who are those people? The rose.
Ah, yeah. I asked them about that. They said that whoever's throwing these parties, and said somebody named Erasmus or something. Been giving them to them. Some of them, obviously.
Look at my spell book.
Oh yeah. Like some of them that they say it's a gift for being attractive, that the forest nature smiles upon that sort of thing. They don't look that good to me, if you know what I mean.
Erasmus, you said?
Erasmus. I've never seen the book myself.
So that person doesn't come here. They live in the forest?
Mate, I'm not sure. Maybe. Could be somebody in town, but maybe they just don't come here. Frankly, most of the nights and then into the early mornings, people are still partying. most of the rest of the day I'm just cleaning up and people are sleeping it off. Don't much get out in town. You could go talk to Doran, though. He's the one who, well, he doesn't own the place, but, I mean, he thinks he owns the place. He put up the capital. Apparently he's related to some noble up in Waterdeep.
Doran, you say?
Doran. His office is right down the corner. You can't miss it.
And is he partying?
No, not at all. He's walking around yelling at people all day and night. Getting in scruffs, doesn't know why the business ain't started. We're supposed to be putting this lumber back. Like I said, they got a couple fields of growth. Apparently some stuff grows here much better than the Sword Coast. So, he ain't exactly making a return on investment.
I should think not. Some sort of madness swept the whole place.
It seemed that way.
This whole fucking continent's mad. I don't know why I did it. I don't know why I came here. I really don't.
It's a strange place. Have you noticed anything weird with the... You say things are growing well.
Well, that's what they say. I haven't been out. Apparently they found a little marshland and... I don't know. Grow some crop. Fuck if I know what it is. It's not barley. I know that.
So nothing strange with the wildlife or vegetation that you've seen? Rot of any kind?
Rot?
Like a black fungus.
That sounds nasty. No, I haven't seen that. Should I watch out for that?
If you haven't seen it, I suppose not.
Like I said, I've been a bit preoccupied. I don't know. Maybe some people got into the black rot or something like that and made them all loonies.
Has anyone been hurt significantly? I mean, I've seen clearly the bar fights. What about significantly?
Well, some people wandered into the forest. There are other things in the forest, so I think just in their drunken state they go missing.
On our way in, the place was attacked by a group of tigers, which seems peculiar. Is that the first time something like that's happened?
Not quite. That way out there, there's a bit of a settlement of wood elves, and they don't much like the road, or people, they're territorial. It's not like the wood elves you might see back home. They're not the same.
And what do they think about the settlement in general?
Don't think they like it.
Well, elvish wine. And certainly, it can do the things that you've seen. Could be worth investigating there as well. Well, I think my friend and we can help the town, but we are adventurers. And so, as you can understand, we've got expenses.
Little coin. Doran's the man to talk to. I'm sure you can get some gold out of him.
Alright.
If you're telling him that people start going back to work, clearing the road and getting whatever they're growing back to transport, pretty sure I'd give you some monies.
Is there anything else you can think of that might be helpful? How far is the Wood Elf settlement?
Not right sure. I know it's out to the east. That's where some people go and head. Although, it's kind of northeast. Most people seem to be just going out east, though.
Which direction? Am I feeling which direction the bad stuff is?
Yeah, the bad stuff, you actually feel like it's west now. A little bit northwest, but you've kind of been coming up where you were trying to go, so.
Do you know of anything northwest of here?
Jungle and trees, and pretty much imminent death at all turns from all sorts of fucking wildlife. Yeah, just that.
Just wildlife, then?
I mean, I guess the rot that you was talking about? I don't know. We haven't had too much trouble, to be honest, until recently. We set up here. I came a few months later. They put up the walls.
How long has the settlement been here?
Oh, I guess it's been here about a year and a half, closer to 2. Left about, shortly after the old war. I came maybe about a year ago.
How long has this been going on?
Oh, a fortnight only. It's only gotten worse, though. I don't have much of a town to sell anything to. Not me, though. I'm not going out in that forest. Pack my bags.
I think that's the right decision. Surely not just a good time.
You all hear that? Something on my roof.
Is that Doran?
Is that a hobbit on your roof, or? Alright, well, we'll go speak with Doran.
I wish you luck, mates. If you're going out into the forest, Marlena can probably get you a couple healing potions or something if she's got fuck all left.
Alright, we'll speak with her. Thank you, and I hope we can return to normalcy here. We're going to try.
I appreciate you, mates. You do old Derry's heart good. I'm gonna get back to work. He looks just kind of. You hear the rustling of things being put back together as you head out.
I think as I walk by, I'd like pick up a chair or something to be helpful. Like,
Just set it down.
And he showed us where.
Yeah, he pointed at, and you can
Doran's
see
offices.
You can kind of see right outside,
Yeah.
where it's like it says Doran's, and it looks like it's a warehouse for the most part, but there's clearly an office, and it looks like the best appointed building
Right.
in the place for sure.
Alright, well. I think we found what we're looking for. A temporary stop before we continue.
There's definitely something strange going on. There's no way they're just going in the forest to drink. Are you familiar with any kind of madness?
Not the kind that might be. Go ahead.
You're not. You actually do know a bit. You're like, you know that there's some elves sometimes, but there's also random creatures of the Fae that, I mean, the elven wine is distilled from the same pieces of the Feywild. But, I mean, Fae creatures, some of them will have these immense parties in the forest, these revelries that are, it's like celebrating to wine gods practically. It's half party, can be half orgy, like it just gets nuts. You've heard of it from wood elves that you've encountered and talking to the forest, frankly. But I don't know. Schultz a different place, you don't know.
I won't repeat exactly what you just said, but well, yeah, I have heard of some Fae. Are you familiar with the Fae? They
Only in passing.
something similar. Parties in the forest, but no altering of the mind permanently that I've heard of. They seem people don't seem themselves from what was the
Dairy.
dairies.
But what if it were a defense mechanism? It's a non-violent way to deal with people encroaching in your territory, I guess. Frankly, I don't know this place at all, and we've seen such strange things in such a short amount of time. I say we talk to Doran and put one foot in front of the other.
Let's go.
And kind of look back at all the people. So.
Yeah, I think Eldon's a little uneasy after seeing the scene when he walked in. These people aren't nice, friendly people.
Yeah, it's a little, I mean, it's pandemonium in here for the moment. I mean, it's subdued. It doesn't look like anything's a threat. It's just like, what the hell?
Mm-hmm.
Alright, you guys at Doran's?
Yep.
Yeah, we'll head over there.
Alright, the door's open. It's an office and it's daytime.
Just kind of open it and peek in.
I mean, you see a large appointed desk that looks like it would belong in Sword Coast City, and somebody just had in their hands, there are a number of just books, ledgers, and I mean, looks up. Yes,
Are you Doran?
I am.
My name's Killian. This is Elvin. She's Hildy. We've heard about the problem, and I think we might be able to help.
Really?
Well, I'd like to know more about it. We're adventurers.
Ah, adventurers. Perfect. And from the Sword Coast, I see.
Yes.
Good, then we can understand each other, of course. Well, I don't know. The past fortnight, a few people started partying. Lazy people, to start with, of course. The ones who don't have jobs. And like anything, it slowly infected the people who do have jobs. They keep going off into the forest, having parties, wrecking the town. And more importantly, they're not shipping out my shipments. They're not completing the road. I paid for most of the people to come here. I paid them in advance. They just had to work for a certain amount of time, and then all the money they made. It is a more than fair deal. And they've ruined it.
Well, just based on what we've heard so far, I'm not quite sure their minds are their own. This doesn't seem like normal behavior. Surely there's some people out there you've known and trusted. Imagine you wouldn't come down with a bunch of strangers.
That's true. I think it's them elves. I think it's them fucking elves.
Could be. Could be something else. Derry mentioned Erasmus. Does that ring a bell?
No, not to me.
Okay.
Why, you think that's part of the problem? Are they here, in town? Did I let them come in?
We don't know.
Well,
He didn't know much either.
we're more than willing to start investigation and see if we can get to the bottom of it.
What's your price?
Well, for the three of us, we've got a standard rate of 100 gold pieces per day, operating expenses. We can put a not to exceed. Give us 5 days.
It's a bit high for me. I can do 300 tops.
Alright. What do you think, Elbin? Should we take him up on it, or should we move along? This isn't our final destination, you know.
Seems important. Elvin's not gonna be haggling.
And Hildegard's like, of course we'll take this up.
Elvin was like about to be like, well, we don't need 500.
Kill her to do the slow turn, like 300 will do.
That's plenty, thank you.
You're like, good. Half up front, I'm assuming. Standard adventurers.
That's right.
He's like, I'll count it out. It's like, it's getting late in the day. You might want to sleep. Here.
I was going to say, is this place fortified? The drink could take people and...
They're not breaking into anybody's rooms. Otherwise they would have taken all my fucking gold. Lazy bastards. Just counting out.
I think we should at least take precaution tonight. We'll keep a watch.
Okay.
Will they be leaving soon for the party?
God knows. I have no idea. They don't all go at once. I don't know what happens. It seems like some go, some come back, and then everybody's drinking.
We should follow them.
Seems the only way to investigate the problem is to go where they're going.
Hildy, why don't you stay here and watch the house? You and I can go quite stealthy. I can use Anarchy. You can shift.
Alright.
Okay, well, you're the professionals.
That's right.
Fair enough.
Anyone you expect to be punctual to this party?
I don't know anymore. Before, yes, but now it seems like it's everybody.
Suppose anyone
It's out to the
leaves.
east that they go. You could just head off into the forest. You'll probably find it.
Alright. Let's wait. We'll follow people. I'll stay back. I'll use Anarchy.
Guess people are gonna want to wolf around. Where's the party, y'all?
You guys leave the office.
Yeah.
So you're waiting to follow people, or you're heading out?
I think we're gonna wait to follow people.
Okay.
To observe what's going on.
Okay.
So I guess in the interim we would head down to Marlena's.
Gotcha. Alright. As you get into Marlena's, it doesn't really look like it's been touched for the most part. Beyond looking that it's sold out of, I don't know, various food items and things like that, it doesn't look nearly as wrecked as the other places.
Gotcha. I'm gonna check my character sheet. I can't remember if I have healing potions or not. But yeah,
it's a half elf. She's in there, kind of stocking, calm in here for the most part. She's writing stuff down. She looks tense in the way of like just trying to figure out an issue.
Killer break the silence. Are you not participating?
She looks up. She's like, "Oh no, not me." She's like, "Madness out there."
How many people aren't? So far, Doran and Derry and Marlena. Everyone else seems to be quite taken.
I don't know if whoever's not participating is probably quietly in their home, so I wouldn't much know. It doesn't seem like it's all at once. It's like some strange thing compels them. Some leave and come back, and they got something about them that makes everybody else want to party.
Does anyone not come back?
Oh, a few people haven't. We found a few mauled by some animals. Others have just gone missing. Some we found full of arrows, elven arrows. But that was far to the northeast. That's a death sentence.
I have 3 healing potions rattling around. I've been saving them,
Either
I guess.
didn't make
I
a
don't
note.
remember. I hope that's true.
Keep that then.
I hope that's accurate. I don't know.
God.
I show as having 3, but I cannot recall getting them, or if I spent any. And I don't. Oh, no. You know what? There it is. It's on my inventory sheet, and I have not scratched them out. So this makes it real.
All right, you have 3. She'll have 2
Yeah.
for sale. She's like,
At the 150 gold.
what was your question to her then? I'm so sorry. I lost my train of thought.
I asked her if any don't come back. She was.
Oh yes, that's exactly. She's like, are you planning on going out there?
Well, we've been hired by Doran.
Figures. I don't mostly like him, but I get it.
He seems like, well, he's naturally upset. Things are behind schedule.
That is his concern. But I don't like to see the town this way, so I get it. I fully support it. Well, most of us came out here to get away from the madness. Thought we could build a nice little walled city out in the middle of nowhere.
You picked a strange place.
Well, Doran's message made it sound appealing.
Well, it's been going on for a fortnight.
The only people who seem okay are the ones with the roses.
I've noticed that. What's about that? Were they always here?
Oh, they came over with us and things like that. They seem to have been given them. They say this Erasmus gives it to them once they're out in the forest.
Has anyone described Erasmus?
Handsome. That's it.
Do these people still do their work?
Oh, no, not at all. Though most of them were young anyway, but they don't work. But even if they had jobs, most of their bosses or whoever else isn't exactly showing up to work, so...
Did these people seem so pleased before the party started?
For the most part, I mean,
Did they have the pens before the party started?
no, those are new. Look kind of magic to me.
I'll try to get a look at one before we head out. Do you mind if I cast a spell in here, away from prying eyes?
That's fine with me.
I think you would
I
just
wouldn't mind watching.
sit on the ground, take out like some chalk. Actually, I think it's charcoal. We'll start drawing some runes on the ground. I'll wipe it up. And I'll cast it that magic. It's a ritual.
Gotcha. It kind of continues. She has a couple she doesn't notice it, but both of you kind of train to look at it. She's got a couple almost like fresh herb plants that, as you do it, just kind of fall over and wilt.
Kind of fix them.
Yeah, you absolutely can if you want to.
When you
Subtly,
when you're
just
done,
like-
I'd be like, oh yeah, does it look like she noticed?
No, I mean, she's kind of, you know what? She's watching and expecting a bit more when you heard a magical ritual, so she watched it, and I mean, by the time you're ending, you know, your circle design, she's expecting something that, when it's just you, that kind of looks up and your eyes are like, for a moment, and you can see, but she's like, oh, was that it?
If I saw she was watching, I would pick up some trinket and just cast light on it.
Oh, yeah.
Hand it to her.
She's like, oh. I've always liked magic. Well, I myself, I'm gonna set it on the counter. And you'd have the perfect amount of time to just druid craft. And it pops back up, and again, it pops back up, looks healthier than before.
Alright, well, were you going to purchase any healing potions from Marlena over here?
Suppose I will.
Oh, yes, absolutely.
Derry said you had some.
I've only got 2.
It's alright.
Is that okay?
I'll take
Only
them
for
both.
each of these.
You can have both.
2 for me of these.
She's like, it's gonna be a sign of good faith that you'll handle it. No charge.
Oh, thank you.
You seem nice.
That's very generous,
You
thank you.
do too.
Oh, thank you. Good luck.
Alright, I think Killian would hand Anarchy like a little crumb snack, a little bit of meat on the way out.
She
Dude, playing a bird is the DM.
is the best, right? Hippogriffs, birds.
Once we got outside, I'd say, I'll go try to talk to one of the people wearing the roses, see what I can glean. Back me up just in case. Would look around for the nearest.
Yeah, you find a couple. I mean,
And it's a couple?
yeah.
They seem to be
They
pairs.
seem to be, not all of them, but more than not from what you've seen. I mean, they're sitting, they're holding hands, they're sitting by the well, and I mean, they're kind of laughing with each other. You know, they seem enraptured in each other the way a young couple would.
Right. I think Killian would kind of watch that for a second. Completely alien to him.
Yeah.
Like maybe not jealousy, more curiosity, and then it kind of snap out of it. He clearly never had time for that, right?
Not at all.
Pardon me.
Oh, hello.
Sorry to bother you. I couldn't help but notice your lovely pins.
Oh, roses.
May I look at it?
Oh, of course, it's a winsome rose.
A winsome rose, you said?
Yes. Apparently they were all the rage in the forest. Our friend, Erasmus.
Do they appear magical?
Yes.
What kind of
They
magic?
do. Enchantment and, illusion is not it, but enchanted.
Okay.
Yeah. Yes, I forgot about that. Yeah, they are clearly glowing. And, you know what,
She's like 30 pounds.
Yeah.
I don't even understand it.
the
Anyone
couple
else?
themselves also seem to be... They also seem to be enchanted. It doesn't look like it's heavy by any means. In fact, it just, you get that idea where it's like, you're like, it's like mild. Really.
Right. Well, that's interesting. Can you tell me some about Terrassus?
Oh, yeah, he's beautiful, lives out in the forest.
Is he an elf?
Is he an elf? And I was like, you know, I never really thought about it. Is he an elf? Maybe a half elf? Maybe he's human. I think he's human. No, he could be an elf. He's beautiful. He's far too pretty to be a human.
But he doesn't live with the elves, with the wood elves.
Oh, no, they're terrifying. Absolutely not. No. Those elves are not, they're not nice. And they're not even that pretty.
Are you returning to him tonight?
Oh, I don't know. Usually we hear a call if we're going to, and we'll go. The parties out there are incredible.
A call? What kind of call?
I don't know. Like a melody playing in the back of your head. The other one's like, yes, where you feel like you know what the next line's going to be, but you don't know how.
Interesting. How far is it to Erasmus?
I don't know, maybe even a couple miles in the forest.
You make that trek every night and then return in the morning?
Mm-hmm. Yep, we do. Sleep during the day for the most part, but we had a light night last night. Didn't do too much. But honestly, it's pure ecstasy. Absolute passion and ecstasy.
Well, what do you think, Ilbin? Should we join these fine folk tonight? Are visitors welcome?
Oh, for sure. They both reach up and take your arm and are like, I mean, if you're curious, you most certainly can come. We could show you the way.
I mean, he'd look at it for the time and I think we might like that. Elbin?
We might like that.
You look like somebody that Erasmus is absolutely going to like. You're dressed dirty, but it's a very rugged, handsome.
Oh, thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. I'd give you a rose if I had one, but we only have given each other roses.
Suppose that's a compliment.
Mm-hmm.
I think Elvin would be like torn because like all these people are being nice to me, but they're weird.
Wait a second, you said you only gave each other roses.
Well, they were given to us to give to others, and we gave them to each other because we were attracted to
Does
each
it
other.
always work that way? Is it always reciprocal? One to one, one back?
I guess. Well, it was for us, but I mean, we're, putting our, but we're lucky.
Were you together before?
No, but I mean, we've looked at each other for months.
Thank you very much. I'll let you get back to it. Thank you for all the information. I'll look forward to the party tonight.
Well, if we remember, sometimes we get so caught up we just head that way, but if we remember, we'll look for you, so.
Alright. Nice meeting you.
Oh, both of you as well. They both eye you in a... Predatory is probably not the correct word, but it's definitely...
Sultry.
Yeah, like it's like a sizing up and calculating possibilities. Like,
Yeah, like, it's a tall drink of water.
and both of them were like...
Once we got some ways away, I don't think we can go there tonight. I think perhaps you could get by in animal form, and I could take a peek with Anarchy. But whatever this Erasus is, I think it's powerful, and it could affect our minds if we're not careful.
How should we go about it? Oh, well, I suppose I could go give it a look, but...
Well, we could stick with the original plan, follow them to find out where it is.
Maybe follow them without them knowing if we can.
That's what I'm thinking. It's harder for me to do. I can only control Anarchy for about 1,000 feet, I think. For about an Omnish football field length.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah. I suppose I could go ahead. Though, the idea does make me a bit nervous. Their minds, leaving them and all. What if it happens to me?
I don't know.
Suppose
I guess I'll have to kill you.
I hope you don't have it.
So do I. Or we could risk it and try going in our natural form. Maybe we could even change clothes so we don't look so conspicuous. Look like we're part of the town. What do you think?
It's dangerous either way, I think.
It is.
But if we were to be taken or confronted, I'd prefer to be together.
Alright, let's go see if Doran can provide us a change of clothes. Help us blend in a bit.
Alright.
Won't have to go through finding clothes.
Sure.
Yes, clothes are absolutely provided for you.
Cool.
As you guys are coming out with your clothes, though, Hildegard has been standing kind of outside guarding, again, almost adding everything up. Seems to have sword somewhat ready.
Looking for bones to bury.
Just looking for bones. When both of you see a sight that you've seen before, again, in the middle now of the square. Mist and smoke starts to fill out, and a door just forms out of nowhere that is beautifully appointed in metal. It's the exact same as in the forest.
Do other people seem to see it?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. People are like, some people, as the light hits them and, you know, they're passed out, they suddenly open their eyes and are like, huh. And, I mean, anybody who has the roses on are like, I mean, they just think it's an absolute treat, but other people, like, the fighting stops. And people are, and as the light does, like, as the doors open and the light hits them, they almost seem for a moment to, like, just shape up. Where they're, like, paying attention, they're cognizant. And the same figure that you saw before that looked like a kind of a sentinel kind of comes out. You guys are a bit away, and you see it very formally speaking to Hildegard, and her saying, like, nodding but also pointing back, it shaking its head, her putting her head down and nodding. It goes to step back to the thing, and then she comes over to you too. She's like, I've been called away by my Deva.
Away to where?
Apparently there's other things afoot. They need me elsewhere. I'm sorry to leave you.
That's duty. I think Killian would kind of think about it for a second and rummage in his bag and be like, I've been holding on to this for a while. I think it'd be shaking, holding a white, long feather. I think maybe you should take this.
She reaches out and touches it. You see recognition on her face. She looks like she just doesn't know what to say to you. She nods and tucks it in.
I think Killian would kind of look at Elvin and just kind of lean into her. Like, if you need to find me later, when you learn, I wouldn't blame you.
She again doesn't seem to fully take your meaning, but she's like, okay.
I hope our paths cross again in friendship.
I'm sure they will. I mean, she hugs you.
I think he'd be doing the old, like, oh shit, kind of awkward hug.
She also seems to feel a bit awkward too, like it's not fully there. It almost was just a response of that. She's, Elvin, I'll see you.
You'll come find us sometime, right?
Of course. I hope. I'm sure.
I think Elvin will be a little teary-eyed and you give her a hug.
She wipes your tears away. Hope who you can.
We will.
Killian would watch her lock eyes with the Sentinel a little
Oh,
bit.
the Sentinel has been watching you, for sure. And maintains it long, to where you feel like in your spine you can feel the eyes, like...
Do I notice him?
I think you notice. I don't know that you fully understand, like, until you maybe look at Killian, because...
Yeah, I mean, I think he would be shrinking under the gaze. He's certainly not, like, defiant. He's just like...
I mean, at first it just looks like a guard or a bouncer, and then you realize that it is fairly directed at Killian. And Killian shrinking, and Hildegard give one last look. She heads up the stairway that you remember as surreal as could be. He takes one last look at you both and everyone else and steps forth. The pearly gates close and the mist. And as the light fades, people are still standing there. They look somewhat confused and are like, then they just kind of seem to start going home. We're going to take a quick break right there, y'all. We will be back.
Hey everyone, Steven from Castle Mac here. Wanted to take a moment to play this video over the break so that we wouldn't eat up time when we come back, so that we can get right back into the role-playing that we think you're here for. Wanted to sincerely thank you for being here. It truly means the world for us, really, you guys. We're overwhelmed by the support that we receive from you all, so truly thank you. Let's get some administrative stuff out of the way. As you may or may not know, you can find us on YouTube. There's a link right down below the video. We've got all kinds of links down there. Or you can find us at youtube.com/c/CastleMac, or searching for Castle Mac will pull it up. I do my best to get all the videos up within 24 hours of their live stream, so there shouldn't be much of a delay. Usually I'm faster than that, sometimes just a little bit behind, but every back episode is there, so you can go check them out. Finally, you can find us all on Twitter. That's pretty much where we mostly hang out in the social media world. All of our Twitter handles are visible within the player tags, although we're pretty easy to find. Just do the @CastleMac and it'll fill out with the 6 of us. So give everybody a follow and let's talk D&D. It's pretty much all we want to do all the time. Another link down below you'll see is our Bandcamp. All of our music is completely original. This is done by Castle Mac Andrew, and he's done just a phenomenal job. You can go listen to those tracks individually at our Bandcamp link. You can also purchase the album if you'd like to show him some support. He's got more stuff in the pipe, and it's going to be just fantastic. Finally, we do have a podcast. Speaking of audio, you can find us on iTunes under Castle Mac and other places that good podcasts are found. We're a little bit behind right now, but we're going to be caught up and have all the episodes for your audio pleasure. Finally, our Discord. The link is down below again. This has probably been the biggest hit with us. We love it so much. Lots of people come and hang out. We've made tons of good friends, lots of new friendships forged there. It's just fantastic. It's a really good community. So we invite all of you to come join us and have a good time. A lot of times after shows, we will hang out in the Discord voice chat, so you guys can come and we can all just kind of hang out a little bit. It's a lot of fun. Finally, let's talk about Divine Inspiration. As you've probably seen by now, every 500 bits or subscription equivalent earns our players a Divine reroll. We think this is a really fun way of letting the viewers sort of act like they're the gods of the realm. They can subtly guide the actions of the players, whether it's, guiding an arrow or moving a shield over just a hair. So we really appreciate that. That is the immediate tangible benefit, but do want to talk about, what we do with those bits. We reinvest absolutely every dime we make into the stream, and you can look back at some of our older YouTube videos and see in a very short time we've come a long way. We really use that to pay for art. We've done tons of artist commissions, from overlays to character artwork, and we will continue to do so. We think artists make this community incredibly vibrant and bring visuals to life. I don't think any of this works without some of the wonderful art that people have done. And also equipment. As you probably know by now, if you spend any time with us, we have been making huge improvements to our audio, and that is really our #1 focus right now. So we are saving up for a comprehensive audio equipment overhaul. Both Andrew and I have some background in recording, and we are really hoping to make that leaps and bounds better than what it is right now. We're really making do. It's challenging to mic a room full of people with broad dynamics, from whispers to shouts when people roll 20s. So we are being very thoughtful, and we're really focused on making that as absolutely amazing as we possibly can. And so you all are helping us with that. Every time you donate even a single bit, we really, truly appreciate it. Okay, let's get back to the break. We'll see you guys in just a few minutes. Thank you again for being here. It honestly means the world to us. So we'll see you soon.
Thanks for hanging in, everybody. Welcome back. Our heroes have taken on a quest. Hildegard has been called away on other business by God.
Are you a god?
And we will pick up where we left off, or time can jump, unless you guys want to have a conversation in the meantime.
Let's save it.
Okay.
Let's save that chat.
Okay.
It'd be better.
Then you wait around most of the day. Most people seem to have staggered out, and the sun starts to set. At about that time, you see some of the people wearing the roses kind of laughing with each other, and then they seem to like get up as if, of course they would, and they're continuing to talk, and they're starting to walk out the gates.
Just the people with the roses?
At this point, yes.
That's interesting. When do you think the rest of them go?
Oh no. Don't suppose we'll blend in well with roses. We could
You're
follow
not
at a
pretty enough.
distance. Well, he did say he wanted to give me a rose.
Let's wait for the rest of them, I think. I don't know for sure. Feels safer.
Okay, you guys wait.
We'll wait around for a bit.
Sun is set. They left, maybe an hour goes by.
Would we give them an hour?
I guess if we don't have anybody to follow, we don't know where to go.
Yeah. I think we'd wait only like 15 minutes before
Okay.
just setting out.
You wait 15 minutes and nobody else seems to be gone.
Alright, then we'll go.
Alright. You guys head off. You're trying to keep your distance?
Yeah, oh yeah.
Okay.
Definitely trying to hang back. I think I would be stopping periodically and using Anarchy to see, so I'd be like really far back.
Okay. You can maintain with them. You guys go ahead and just give me some stealth checks.
I mean, I think I guess I would go. I'm trying to think of what to even go as to not be. I guess I could just go as a squirrel or something.
You
It
could,
doesn't matter.
if you want to use the wolf stats, you can be a tiger if you'd rather, but just use the wolf's.
I guess my logic is if somebody
Saw a
sees me-
tiger.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They'd be like, oh fuck, a tiger.
Yeah. Yeah, so I'll just pop out of squirreliness if something happens, but
Okay.
I'll just be a squirrel.
Go ahead and give me a stealth roll.
I got a 20,
Oh.
so NBD, but
I guess I don't have squirrel. Does a squirrel need to make a stealth roll?
Don't even worry about it. That's completely natural. It's not indigenous to this area, but I don't think anybody knows. And as you kind of get close and you see Anarchy, they don't necessarily seem to be noticing at all. They're kind of like continuing to talk as if it's completely normal to walk a couple miles out through the jungle. And they're not skipping a beat. Both of you guys roll perception for me, though.
okay.
I don't know what squirrel stats are. Can we just do it straight?
Yeah, just do
whatever I
it
roll?
straight up.
Well, I think you maintain your mental.
Yeah.
Oh, right,
So,
okay.
I think. Maybe I'm wrong.
Then 19.
Ooh, yeah. 11.
Okay. You, as you're kind of in squirrel form, jumping over different branches, kind of running up, you see them going, but something also draws your attention. And you can see off in the periphery, at first you see, like, it almost looks like shadows move from tree to tree. And then you get the look that it looks like elves. They don't seem to be coming any closer, but they definitely seem to be tracking at about the same pace.
I guess I don't know. Let's use that. I'll pop out of squirreliness. Because they're following.
They look like, yeah, they're about keeping pace with the same kind of group. They're a little bit... You guys stayed back, the group is up here, and they're kind of in between the two of you.
And trying to be hidden, or are they? It seems like they're following like a.
It seems like they're...
People.
It seems like they're definitely... They're moving in the same direction, though, not closing any distance.
Moving parallel?
Yes, they're completely going parallel to them.
But far enough away to where they wouldn't know.
No, they wouldn't see at all. And you get the idea that, I mean, even from the distance that you see them, it's not exactly like from where they're at. They could start firing some arrows and hit them. It's thick jungle, it's different. They don't seem that close, but they definitely are following.
Yeah, I guess I'd pop out into boy form.
Into boy form. Okay.
I think it'd be working. Eyes rolled
Just-
back. What is it?
Elves following them. Over there, through the trees.
Does it look like they're going to attack? This could be their border. They did say it was northeast.
I don't think they could attack from where they are, but perhaps they plan to, but there's no... Or, is what I'm saying accurate? They don't look like they're about to...
No, it didn't look like... They certainly weren't like knives in their teeth, like
Right.
creeping up closer and closer by any means. They definitely, I mean, you could... At a distance, I'm going to go ahead and say that you could tell the kind of shape. It was like, yes, there's bows that are clearly hooked on and things like that. And I mean, they're quiet for sure.
And how many did you say it was about?
I'd say there's probably about 5 that you saw that you could make out.
There are about 5 of them. They're armed, but it's to be expected, I think.
But they're probably protecting their border. Let's skew a little bit to the south, just to make sure.
Okay.
We'll just keep going, and I guess kind of
Yeah.
trying to keep an eye on both groups.
Yeah.
You guys continue to press on. It doesn't take too much longer. It takes a while, though, to kind of dig in, but the closer you get, you start to hear the noises of clearly some sort of kind of party going on. There's a lot of woos, there's some laughter, and you can see light up ahead.
Alright, I think we found where we were going. I can get close and take a look with Anarchy.
Be careful. I don't want you entranced by whatever is taking these people.
I will. Knock me out or something if I look like I'm not myself.
So
if you
you're
see me
having fun-
partying. Yes. Same page.
Same page, the same spell scroll.
Yeah. So, look, I just want to make sure we're all reading from the same spell book here, okay? Alright, yeah, would get close-ish. And then use Anarchy to take a peek.
Okay. You continue to creep up as Anarchy kind of rolls through. Again, it's tough even for Anarchy just because of the canopy for her to fly over, but she manages to kind of find the spots where you can, and you see, I mean, there's a bonfire, there are people just drinking. It seems like it's almost like place settings out there. There's like lace and satin that's just like draped over what looks like finely appointed stumps and things like that. People are dancing, doing far more than that, but for the most part it looks like it's just a normal party here.
Sorry, did you say there was music, or does anyone?
Yeah, there are. There's people playing music. You also hear something that sounds like a pan flute.
It's a panoply of anarchy.
And canopy with Anarchy.
Yep. Okay, interesting. What about anyone who doesn't look like a townsperson?
Let me see. Yes, in fact, there is what looks like a tall, maybe handsome human wearing just like a vest up here, and then some kind of leather pants that almost are like kind of cut high, and like tipped shoes. Like imagine like your kind of classic elf type.
Yeah.
But just and playing a pan flute from time to time, going around. I mean, greeting people.
All right, I would de-wargify, call Anarchy back, and describe the scene. It's like, that must be. Oh gosh, what was it? Erasmus.
Do you think he's the one capturing through his flute?
He must be.
I don't know.
He looks fair, but it must be. It might not even be on purpose.
Did you feel anything when you heard the flute?
I was looking through Anarchy, and she didn't, right?
Anarchy's like, ah.
Suppose it would take a lot to make her party.
I'm not sure what the best course of action could be, but we could try plugging our ears with cotton. If we think it might be the music.
I mean, you can hear the music from here.
Oh, gotcha.
So, I mean, it's loud. You feel no ill effects.
Oh, I'm not sure what to do.
Inch closer, I suppose. Slowly.
Let's watch for a bit. Let's see if anything else happens. And the other people haven't arrived yet, right? Like the rest of the town folk? Alright. These seem to be the chosen few. The beautiful ones. Let's see what happens when the rest of the folk arrive.
Guess we should be listening behind us too.
Yeah, you know what? We would find us, like, move a little closer and find a place where we can really try to hide.
I don't think there's no rolling necessary. It's a jungle. You absolutely find kind of a hollow between a number of trees that you could just easily duck under and nobody could see. And you wait a while. The party continues to go on. Nothing crazy happens in the meantime. And then, you start to hear people crunching through the jungle behind you. And you can hear the voices, and they definitely sound like townsfolk.
Alright. Would ritual cast detect magic? I mean, probably pretty obvious, but
Okay.
just to identify any different threads, I guess.
Got you. Well, you definitely get some level.
It's only 60 feet, by the way, so...
You get enchantment. I mean, I think from the music you do get enchantment, but you also, again, I think it's enough for you to tell that it's like, I don't know, it's like low level. Like, it's not... It doesn't feel necessarily like a spell that I don't know, that you need to save against, but you're like, I mean, it's a beautiful melody, and it is enhanced by magic,
Right,
to say the least.
Alright, so the other people are approaching.
Yep, and they're starting to walk past you. They can't see you at all. You are effectively invisible.
We would chill and just watch. Oh, we haven't rested since that tiger fight, have we?
No, you did not.
That's good.
Your short rest or whatever. You
Yeah,
had plenty of time for that.
So I would have got... I'll take a level 2 spell slot back.
Oh, some hit dice.
Oh yeah, how was I doing there? I don't remember if I got hit.
When do temporary hit points go away?
Oh, they only last... Oh, is it all on rest?
They last to your next long rest.
Damn, then I still have max
so
hit
yeah,
points
my
next 10.
Yeah, no, I do.
Yeah.
Cool.
So we should be fine.
Yep, I'm not worried.
As you're sitting there and people are starting to kind of go through, and now the party is only getting bigger, and you can you have to peer through the trees to keep your distance still, but you can see people dancing together. Some of the music starts to sound like it stops, whatever the pan flute is. Other music still goes, but it sounds like it's going off and the party's going. Anarchy actually has been kind of taking more interest in this for a minute, and she starts and like pecking at it, like anxiously, like
Alright. What is it? I mean, I can't communicate with her.
Yeah.
So. Oh no, but we do have a
You have
psychic
a
bond.
link.
Yeah, that's right.
You get that she's like, you can only make out a bit where it's like the music is going away, like the gate, like it's going back through the gate.
Like, what are you talking about? Anaki's confused. She's saying something about music going away in a gate. Some sort of gate.
Should we back away or get closer? I'm torn.
What was it? You're asking about the Fae. The Fae Wild, maybe.
Yes, but I don't know anything about a gate.
You would.
I know something about a gate.
You'd be like, oh yeah, gates can open to the Feywild. Like,
Also, Killian knows a thing or two about a gate. It could be a gate to the Feywild. To what end, I don't know.
that makes sense to you. You're like, yep.
I think we should get closer.
Alright.
Yeah, we would.
Are you guys going through the party itself? Or into it? Or are you just getting
Just to the outskirts.
Okay, as you get to the outskirts, I won't make you roll it. You see that person with the like kind of vest on, finishing a song, looking, smiling for a moment, almost then it kind of looks down, almost sad, and looks back up, and then turns to start walking down a path that leads into some mists.
Well, that's interesting.
Is anybody following him?
Nope, not at all. They don't even seem to have noticed. I will say this is, as you see the path going down, you see something lumbering out of the woods, and an owlbear walks out It is strange. The alveolar definitely has a top hat on and a monocle,
Right?
and steps out behind this person and starts following.
I mean, yeah, it's
bizarre.
I have
People
no
don't
idea.
seem to.
People are just partying like it's nothing.
Like it's nothing.
Do you think following him would give us some answers? But if the people aren't following,
That sounds extremely dangerous.
it does.
We could find ourselves lost in the Feywild.
Perhaps we should watch a bit longer.
But it is there. But it's open, and no one's gonna stop us. And I've never seen the Feywild. I think it'd have like kind of a gleam in his eye.
Alright,
Alright.
let's go.
Alright, do you think any of the partygoers might try to stop us? And I think, as he says that, he'll just kind of step out.
They are completely just enthralled in itself. I mean, as you step out, the couple that you saw earlier are like, ah! But they're across, they're like, other people are like, I mean, they seem completely enthused that you're there.
Mm-hmm.
As you step out, that's what you get.
Alright, let's go.
Casually.
Yeah, like
You guys trying to dance through
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
oh, yeah, hey! Yeah. I mean, people are trying to offer you drinks. It is Elvish wine.
Yeah.
I mean, everybody as you pass just, kisses you as you go. Some on the cheek, some directly on the mouth, just... Some people try to hold it longer. You have to okay, thanks. They try to dance with you, but as you kind of just move past, they kind of just continue. And there you are, and the trees are almost bent over ornamentally, and mist is set out before you on a small path.
I think he'd reach down and grab a rock, cast light on it, and walk forward. What do you think? You down? Let's do it.
I think I saw the gleam in your eyes and wanted you to
Yep.
have a good time. So we'll go. Bye.
In the Feywild,
Yeah.
maybe.
Good. Perfect. You continue to move through the mist, and it's almost just kind of choking you. Like it's all consuming, and you can't quite see. And you continue walking, and then as you move forward, it feels like suddenly you haven't moved, but it's almost like a line of water has just gently moved past you. And for a second, you feel like you're almost blind. And when you come out, you are in a land that is completely different. As you look, the grass has different hues that almost seem like if you ever see like an oil slick, you know?
Yep.
Where the way the lights hits it, like as the wind blows across it, there'll be purples and reds and blues, and then it'll go back to green. Large flowers that look exotic. Just and unearthly. Like the colors, some are almost neon, some are glowing. Some you see have water dripping up to flowers that are on the top, so the water will just drip up across the trees. But more than that, as you guys are stunned at your surroundings, when you look at each other, you do not look the same. Killian, when you look at Elvin is just interconnected wood, leaves, and flowers from where he used to be. There's large gaps where there's just moss growing within it, and a flower will just pop up and bloom, stop, and bloom somewhere else. Your eyes are set back, and there's just two mushrooms kind of deep within. And various moss that comes out.
I think he'd just be staring at him.
As he's staring at you, you see something far different. Killian is an onyx black, with no hair whatsoever. It looks almost just like the sketching of a person with like deep onyx that almost again looks like tar that's covering him, with the exception of his chest, which has a heart that is glowing and beating, but his eyes are the same.
So it kind of like scary, or just more like...
It
Strange.
would be unsettling, but it also is
It
just...
looks like an evil version of himself. But
It almost looks like most of his features, like his clothing, looks like it's gone away, his hair is gone, so he's just... He almost looks like he's been carved in some ways. But that's not all.
But wait, there's more.
But wait, there's more. You do not feel the feet of Anarchy on you, and as you start to look around, before you, you do not see Anarchy as you know it, yet you do. Almost translucent, there's a female figure also with a shaved head, but all black eyes, and almost kind of a black flowing tunic that you can see through, and is there and standing.
Cool. I think Kelly would just kind of stand there for a second, like...
You know instinctively that it is Anarchy.
Yeah. Like, well, that's... Is that you, Anarchy?
Right. For the first time, you do not just hear, like, get the mental feeling, but, yeah, I mean, it's words that are spoken as the mouth moves. It's like, hello, other.
Does he hear it?
Yeah, you do.
Alright, I think he'd be like, huh. Wow. That's nice to be able to speak with you.
And you, other. Hello, Elvin.
hello, Anakin.
We are in the Fae. This is where I came from originally. I am... She looks like she's searching for the words. She's like, restored? No, not restored. Remembered? No. I don't know the word.
Is this where you'd like to stay?
Mm-mm.
Should we be here?
You wanted to stop the parties, yes?
Erasmus. Any sign of him?
You'll need to go there. And as you kind of look, you see a hill in front of you. You're like, what do you mean? But as you're looking, you're like, you know that you're supposed to be looking for something. The hill manages to, like, almost like sand being pushed down, pushes and moves across, and you can see a structure up ahead. But there was definitely a hill there before.
Thank you, Anarchy. Is that your real... Well, what's your real name?
Anarchy.
Right. That'll do.
She's like, or Killian. No, Anarchy.
Do we see ourselves?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can see, I mean, looking at each other, but yeah, as you're like, what? You're like, what the? I mean, and you have, like, tar onyx, like, features.
Well,
Gotta get that pearl so you don't change in the other world, you know? Zelda.
what's up?
Get out.
Well, I guess we should go.
Oh, what choice have we got now? I think he would be growing interested, like, from the shock, you know?
Yeah.
And I think maybe even instinctively, like, reach for a spell book just to, like, start taking notes.
Your equipment is where you left it, but it does not show up. It's almost invisible. Like, you
It's like
know
a
that your
video game,
spell
like,
book is supposed to be here, so when you pull it out, it's there.
Mm-hmm.
But for you, you look essentially just like an onyx figure that's walking. And the same is said for you. Like, when you rummage around, you're like, I mean, I have all my stuff. But you see him just reaching out of nothing and pulling things out of nowhere, the both of you.
Right.
A few other things while you're in the Feywild.
Mm-hmm.
One, for you, you have an extra spell slot.
Ooh.
Also,
Check that out.
Anarchy can do all of the same things that she typically can, or she can also attack with one of your cantrips.
Oh, damn. Which level spell slot?
I'm gonna go ahead and say 1.
Yep.
You also have another spell slot, Elvin, and you have an extra use of your shepherd totems and an extra V shape.
Yeah, cool.
Sweet. I guess I used one to be a squirrel. Huh?
You feel more magical.
Well, let's move.
Quite like this. You not so much.
Let's go.
You two set off.
Killian knows.
Hashtag what did Killian know?
Yeah.
As you kind of set off, upon like kind of the hills, you hear horns. And you see figures turn, you're like, oh, is it 2 figures on horseback? No. There's 2 centaurs with spears that start riding towards you.
Killian would put a hand up like, that's alright, we don't mean...
They start to slow way too close to you. But they're... And they look at you. They see Anarchy, but then they look at you and they're like, we apologize. We thought you were intruders.
Well, suppose we're not. But we are a bit misplaced. What should we expect to find through the hill? Or you said the hill turned into something else, right?
It just parted, essentially.
Through the hill.
There is no hill there. That is the Temple of Hanali. Erasmus lives there.
What is Erasmus like? You've never met.
He is like all satyrs. He is jovial, likes to drink. That is it. I don't know. What are you like? I mean no disrespect, of course. They both show a deference to you.
Yeah, Killian. Why do you show that man deference?
When they turn to you, they're like, because he is not a man.
What is he?
What he is?
Well, thank you. What is his name? Erasmus, do you know what he does to the people in the material?
His affairs are not our concern.
Whether they concern or not, do you know anything about him? Would you consider him good?
Yes. That is confusing. By what standards are you judging?
I suppose I don't know. Well, what are you doing?
We are guarding the gate.
What do you guard it for?
Intruders.
Has anyone else intruded? Has anyone come back with this Erasmus?
No, nobody has come through. Sometimes phase spiders. Have you ever seen a phase spider?
Can't say I have, but I'm sure Elvin would be really excited.
They are large. They can move through things. Terrible.
How often does Erasmus go through this gate?
Once a year.
Anarchy. Does time move different here?
Yes, other. Time is not the same. It does not move linearly.
I think deep down Killian's still like, yes.
Yes. Yeah. Anaki's looking around. She's like, time is a flower in bloom. Each petal falls, and another takes its place.
I'm afraid I don't understand, but I'm interested.
She's like, I know. You are curious.
What else will we find at the temple, Guardians?
They look at you and address your question to Elvin. They're like, it is a temple to Hanali, but it has in past times held feasts where all were invited. But no longer are there feasts there for some reason. Only Erasmus and Mr. Downey are there now, unless they are visited.
Mr. Downey.
Mm-hmm.
And who or what is he?
An owlbear.
With the hat, as I recall.
Yes.
He's snuggly.
Okay. Whew. I'm good.
Does Erasmus like visitors?
Oh, yes. He loves them.
Does he harm them?
Not that I know of.
I think we should go. Unless you have any more questions for your fans.
A bit jealous.
Curious.
Me too. Let's go.
By the blooms and the courts we honor you. And they...
They seem nice
Watch
enough.
them go. Strange.
Suppose they think I'm something special.
Well, maybe you are something special. I mean, maybe.
With that, we're going to take one more break.
Cool.
Before we jump right into the Temple of Hanami. Thanks, y'all, for coming back. We were trying to get it together after a little goof on the break, but thank you for hanging in. We are entering the Temple of Hanali.
Could but should not. Sorry. Oh.
We just talked about some booty babies, y'all.
Nope.
The body, man. How does that work?
Yep.
Alright, so yes, this Temple of Hanali. You also see written in... You speak Sylvan, don't you?
I think, yeah.
You do. Yeah. Written in Sylvan, you also see the House of the Winsome Rose, kind of over. And like all Fae, all of you have seen Elvish architecture. It is completely heightened here. Mm-hmm. It looks like stone was grown out of the ground. It has a faint glow to it, almost crystalline. And you are standing at the entrance of this temple. You can kind of see in, the doors are open. You see statues within there and tables. No guards or anything like that right at the door.
Shall I show the Dungan cam?
Oh, yeah, go for it.
Gonna put us at that entrance?
Oh, do you want a figure for Anarchy as she's humanoid?
Yeah, let me pick one out real quick. You know what? Let's go with... Wow, that's probably super loud. Folks back home.
Albin, as you're watching again, you see water drops that are outside dripping up to the roof of it and sliding up the roof. The water itself almost looks like just mercury sometimes. It's silvery. The wind will blow and the leaves will rustle the other way against the wind. Space and proportion here just do not work the same way. But again, you especially, though both of you feel more powerful, you almost feel like the grass as you walk moves to like just touch your feet as you go. Like it's almost moving into you. As if you're moving through a crowd of people who all were trying to just touch you for a moment. And there you are.
Well, I'm not sure what we're planning to do with him other than just ask what's been going on, so... Erastus? Hello?
The first thing you see is an owlbear come with a monocle and a top hat come into view, looking... If an owlbear could have like a look of like slight disgust, like it has one.
Like right there?
Yeah. And then you see in what is the same outfit, with the exception that the legs are now hairy goat legs and there's horns and far smaller.
Yeah.
Just kind of princess. I have guests in my home? Welcome, my friends. Come into the House of the Winsome Rose.
Well, thank you, I suppose. I'm not sure we're the kind of guests you'll be happy to receive. We're here investigating what you've been doing with those town folk.
Oh. The owlbear for a moment, like, looks at you, and you can hear looks back at Erastus, and he's somewhat shrinking. It's not what it looks like.
Can you explain what it is?
Well, it is what it looks like. Look,
I reckon those people's lives. They're just going to party themselves to death. Which has ways to go.
Right, there's worse ways to go, but you seem like not trying to meet your eyes, looks almost childlike, and like, I don't like, except I've had to do it.
What do you mean? Why have you had to do it?
Are you strong and are you powerful?
Absolutely.
Perhaps you could help more than just those people and you could help Erasmus.
Well,
We'll hear you out.
It looks at you for a second. Oh. Alright. Yes, you can definitely help Erasmus. Satyrs, we have desires. Pleasures that we have to do. Most of the time it's just we like to dance, we like to drink, we like to make love. Some time ago, I found myself indebted to a fae here, Lady Reinhardt. She's not a good person. She made a pact with me. I had to feed my desires and my hedonism and have others do it. And if not, I will die. So for them, to give in to all pleasure is the only way that Erasmus can live.
And where is this lady?
She comes to call on me every day.
will she come soon?
Yes. Could you beat her, kill her? I will help you, I will fight with you. Me and Mr. Downey. Mr. Downey's like, looks at you through the monocle on the top.
Well,
I will stop if we can break the pact. I'll not go there anymore and play the music and give them drink.
Alright, just a moment. I'm gonna turn to Anarchy. Anarchy. I don't know. Moral directions. Here. Is he telling the truth? Would I even know? Is truth even the same? What's the cardinality of morality here?
She still has like bird-like kind of movements. He seems to be telling the truth. A pact with Fae cannot be broken. They are all ruling here.
What's the kind of impact if Elbin and I were to just ambush this Fae creature and kill it? Then what's the impact?
What is the impact in the other plane?
Sure, or even here. Beyond regular. What always happens. Would you think less of us?
No. We are bound together. You are my other. I see your heart and your intentions. I would be with you either way.
What do you think, Elbin?
it's that, or it's kill him and help the people, or kill his captor and help the people and him. I suppose we help more by helping him.
Do you believe he's telling the truth?
Maybe that's something we can decipher when she comes about.
See, that's what scares me. If it's a being so powerful it can make a pact, I think ambushing it might be our only hope. But I suppose we could sleep at night if we make that judgment call.
He needs our help.
Alright.
Okay.
He seems to think something. Excuse me, you looked at me with some... a bit like your centaur friends did.
Oh!
What is it that I am, or you think I am?
I don't know that I know how to answer that question. You don't know what you are? Like, I am a satyr. I am Erasmus. He is a charcoal man.
And that's probably accurate.
Are so much nature. Look at all the fae around you.
Yes. But this isn't who I usually am.
Is it not?
No.
Just like you change form in the material plane. That's where we're from.
Just a half-elf in the material plane.
Oh. If you say so.
Alright. I think Ellen would be a little bit disappointed. He's like, oh, I thought it was special.
You are powerful here, I can see it. I don't know that many creatures here would even dare to attack you. Maybe him, but not you.
Well, I hope that's the case.
Not Lady Reinhardt, she will kill you on sight.
Okay.
She has an ice heart.
Him as well.
Oh, definitely him. She, of all, will want you dead. Because you don't have an ice heart. You are growth. This is where things grow. She is from the other side. She gave up growth. She did evil when she was younger. She did everything she loved a prince of the Fae. And when he married somebody else, she went insane. And she snuck into the bedroom on their wedding night, killed the bride, and then put a crown on his head of spikes and pushed it in. And at that moment her heart froze over. She hates people. She was kicked off the court, banished. She'll never go back. Of either court, in fact. Not the Seelie or the Unseelie. She just wanders around.
And how did you become entangled with her?
I kind of was a little drinky. I went to where she lived. I stumbled inside. It was an ice fortress. I had never seen an ice fortress, and when I was drinking, I drank some things in there, ate some food. That was clearly wrong. She would have killed me when she found me.
And so instead she bound you to this fate.
To the same fate of what I had done with my foolishness.
And how does she know that you're not just going through that gate and returning?
All of that, they drink the wine, their laughs, when they have the roses around, that magic transfers the same way that your magic comes from here and flows into the other plane. The weave. It's strong here. It works differently. It's a basket.
Notice that.
Are there any, plants or anything around?
Mm-hmm. Growing right out of the tile, just various ones. Not in, the way when you're in the Temple of the Basilisk cult, looks like they'd finally pushed through. It looks like they just moved, the stone, again, looks like it's grown, and it has grown out in a way where trees can kind of come up.
I think on hearing that my magic comes from here, I'd see what effect I can have on the plants.
Do the druid craft?
Yeah.
Oh. You move druid craft on what is a kind of a small tree, and it just shoots up and kind of breaks some of the rock. You did not expect it to work that. Woo! It's the party now.
Alright. If she is as you say, we'll defeat her, but we won't do it before we speak to her at first. It's part of our code, I guess. Not really a code, more like a moral guideline.
Okay. So just wait out in the open to talk to a lady with an ice heart who murdered her love and killed his wife.
I hope you'll forgive us for not
No.
fully taking your word for it.
No forgiveness. No, I don't need to forgive. You're helping Erasmus and Mr. Downey. You want to rest here?
When will she come?
Later, but time works different. You want a sleepy?
I could stand to sleep.
Alright.
Okay, I'll get the couches. And there are these two like plush couches. He's like, Mr. Downey, help me, and Mr. Downey kind of moves it.
I believe we'll only need one at a time, if you understand.
I think you can keep watch.
2 at a time, if you understand.
Just nods.
I think we'll be okay.
Still one couch, you guys can sleep on top of each other.
2 couches.
Two couches. Okay. You two effectively get along.
Yeah, we'll nap it out. We'll nap one out real quick.
Not that we need it, I'm sure. I'm sure this is just going to be a conversation.
And Albin, while you're asleep.
Uh-oh.
Oh boy, oh boy.
You dream, but it's a memory. One you actually, for sure, remember. And you are with the person that you always knew, Heldon. Crazy and old, but also clearly a druid teaching you about druid things. He's been somewhat testing you. And he's like, Albin. He conjures a bird. What is this?
It's a bird.
No, it's not a bird. This is nature come to life. The question is it nature that thinks it's a bird, or a bird that knows it's nature? You wake up. And you're awake before Elvin is. You're here. And as you wake up, you realize that you have taken root through the tree. And it is kind of spread out. And as you go to sit up, the roots just kind of break. Just like you've pulled yourself out of a long-rooted tree. And you can see the couch is still kind of wrecked with this uprooting through the cushions.
Is what's his name again?
Erastus.
Oh, right. Is Erastus around?
Yep, he's kind of looking out the front door, like... He looks back and sees you, he's like...
I'm sorry about your couch.
He's like, oh, it's impressive. I'm not worried about it. We can get more couches. I'll put it up, it'll be a decoration. We'll make it grow, we'll make it a table. Put
Alright.
drinks on it. Do you want a drink? I might have a drink.
I'm alright, thank you.
Okay. He pulls out some wine. He's like... kind of looks out nervously. Killian, you wake shortly after.
How much time? Any idea? It's like the light changed at all, or?
No, not at all. You feel fully rested. You guys take a little bit longer and rest in. You can have any conversations you want, or we can move ahead.
Up to you.
I mean, Erastus looks like any minute the guy's gonna come.
Yeah, it looks
Or
a little
ladies
bit.
okay.
He's like,
I think with that situation, we probably just keep an eye out.
I'll head up the old mage armor.
with that, as you've kind of prepared, Mr. Downey takes a few steps back from the entrance, and Erastus is like, oh.
Oh, the hooves. Stone. Need some coconuts.
Just, and you hear just screeches through the sky, just. He's like, here she comes, here she comes, here she comes, here she comes. He steps back behind you. Where do you guys think that you are?
We'll probably be chilling here-ish.
Okay. He is right here. Through, you see like bird forms kind of come in, and giant owls duck their wings and start pulling through there. And it is a sleigh, like a carriage of pure just ice that is like sets down and you can feel the cold. It feels unnaturally cold to you. And within it, there is a, in some ways, starkly beautiful and yet completely terrifying and unsettling fae. Looks very elvish, but the skin is like a pale blue. Hair is white and pulled up and done in kind of an ornate way in the back. And there's just like these kind of, they look like outdated noble clothes. Like, you've seen them and they just look like they're like maybe 300 years out of date. Mm-hmm. Still fine, but just like nobody dresses like that anymore. Right. And she has a wand that is also just looks like an icicle. And just the owls each pull in right here.
Good, cool.
And she
yeah,
is here.
Let me get this camera in tight on that. That's a good figure choice.
Do I have a chance to non-threateningly spirit bear?
Do you think that would be non-threatening to do?
No. Having a pet? Nothing wrong with a little pet. Alright, fair enough.
Up to you. I'll let you make the decision, but I'll tell you neither way if that's threatening or not.
Yeah, I guess not. Alright, fine.
Alright. We're here to tell you that your pact with Erasmus is over.
She stands haughty. My pact? In my realm? You would tell me that? How dare you speak to me that way? You refer to me as lady.
Well, lady, your pact affects our realm.
You? Who sent you here?
Came on my own.
The courts did, didn't they? They beseeched your help.
I don't believe so.
She scans around, and then her eyes lock with Anarchy. And Anarchy turns like this, and she's like, you. Everybody roll initiative.
So we're all fighting the satyr, right?
If you guys want.
That's me.
Hey, nice. Look at
Good.
21.
Put on the combat music.
Wow. They got the exact same initiative. Okay. Where's your guys' little,
Oh, shoot. Did I get them out of the thing? The characters were out. I assumed someone got them.
Yeah, I got him. Sorry, I didn't even know.
Oh, you got
I
the
got
characters.
characters.
But
Yeah.
you got the characters, but didn't get the initiative tints.
It would appear that way, wouldn't it?
What are you doing with your life, man? There you go.
Man, I don't even know.
Got him.
Get him! Okay, so just hand me those. Go ahead and you guys give me yours first. Killian.
I'm a 16,
Okay.
and Anaki's a 3.
Okay.
21.
Shit.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh boy.
It's weird not going first.
With all those bonuses.
How about plus 10?
Okay, let's see where. Oh, that's okay. She is...
Hey, I'm gonna use my mage armor scroll instead of my
Gotcha.
spell slot. Kind of know what time like the present.
Noted.
Sorry, you almost
Could I get these guys in more clear squares? Oh, I guess they can't be on the... Are these pillars?
Sean said there were statues.
Yeah, they're statues.
You only move those.
Yeah, you can move them back to there. Okay.
Don't mind if I do.
Lieutenant is just gonna be the satyr.
Okay.
So
Lieutenant Satyr.
Lieutenant Satyr,
You ain't got no knees.
you ain't got no satyr legs.
You got an extra knee. That got weird.
Yeah, man, that's enough.
Okay. Elbin, it is your go, my friend.
I will cast Entangle.
Oh man, you're such a douche.
Conveniently getting all of them.
DMs hate this one druid trick.
Is there a blue marker for me to squiggle ties with?
Go ahead.
Or whatever. I guess green.
Greeny.
Let's do greeny. Greeny, baby.
And what save do they need to make?
Strength.
Strength of
Strength.
13.
Just on their... Do I do that on their turn,
I
or
think
do I do it now?
they do the initial one
They do
right
it right
now.
And if...
Here's her. What am I trying to beat?
13.
Okay, so she's in. All those owls are good, but she is entangled.
Okay.
So they still, it's quadruple movement through there. Right? Or is it just
difficult?
Just difficult. Sorry. I'm thinking of plant growth.
Can they fly out of it then if
Yeah.
they're not hit?
Yep.
So they can...
Yep.
Alright, so... Again, you cast Entangle, and the ground erupts. Her kind of sleigh carriage is shattered around her, and she starts to fall as vines just kind of, completely envelop her. The owls seem to have already still been almost mid-flight, so they're able to kind of kick it off. But she is just like... You can see, though, still some of the vines themselves are freezing over as she's struggling.
Cool.
Killian.
Alright, well... Killian's just gonna shout. Like just a... Ah! And I'm gonna cast a level 2 Witch Bolt on her. And if she is restrained, then I get advantage.
Okay.
20?
Yeah, you got her. And you know that we got her. Witch Bolt.
Witch Bolt. It'd be 20 damage, my dude. I think he would just run over, just... You know, the oily black, probably peeling back or something.
Man, it's just pure, but underneath it where your veins would be, again, it almost looks like continuing now neon energy that's just like... and again, like, neon's obviously not a natural color that
Right.
you see it, but you're just... And it licks through the floor, up some of the vines that are already getting her, and she's just restrained by your vines, and you can see it almost like when it shocks her, her skin turns to ice, and you can kind of see the skeleton, like, kind of bone structure underneath.
Cool.
This is just, she's like, okay, Mr. Downey is and jumps right in here on these two owls. And is going to make 2 claw attacks. So here's the first one. Here it is, the second one. Misses.
Hey, is this a published adventure? Have you, like, tweeted at the author or anything?
This is a DM's Guild one. Yes, this
Cool.
is the Midnight Reverie. I'll look it up. I think it's Christopher
Cool.
Murphy is not the name, but I will look it up. This is
Cool.
also a
Awesome.
incredibly truncated version of this.
Yeah. It seems really cool.
Yeah, let me see. Yikes. Mr. Downey, you can see barrels forward, hat and monocle somehow still maintained. Swipes at one, can't get it. As the other one's trying to take off, it almost rears back and takes both claws and just slashes across this owl that's just...
Nice. With those, this owl?
This one, actually, that took the damage.
Gotcha.
Okay. Erastus is... He's like, oh, Mr. Danny! And the one that's not hurt, he pulls out his panpipe and is like... just doing some... that middle owl seems almost hypnotized. Actually, sorry, the one that's up front, not the one in the back.
Yeah, this guy.
Yep. In fact, if we could mark that. Oh, dang, I didn't give y'all the player given inspiration.
Mark this guy as hypnotized.
Well, I think I'll give mine to Andrew.
Yeah, why don't you guys trade? You know what? Just hold on to him. I'm gonna give y'all.
Okay.
I'm gonna give them to y'all
Yeah.
anyway. You both have inspiration. Just treat that as inspiration. Okay. Let's see. Yep, and that's that. Okay. Enemy 1. Both of these
Pass.
Both of these giant owls are going for Mr. Downey. One hits. Oh yeah, sorry. The other one. Well, that one missed anyway. I was gonna give it disadvantage. Yep, this owl right here, though, kind of returns it and pulls its talons across. But then it continues flying, and it does not actually take anything as it kind of
Flight stands?
Yeah, man.
I got 'em.
Do it.
You know, we might as well bust out all the fun stuff.
You'll deal with my bad hair here. I gotta take off the hat for a minute.
Get a little hot.
Getting a little hot.
A little swampy.
A little swampy. Oh, I'll put the hood on now. Just look like the Grim Reaper.
It's not
No,
focusing.
I can't do that. No, I can't.
Emigram Reaper. It's a stretch.
Okay. Now this one also flies out. It's going to land right next to you, Elvin. If it could.
Next to here.
Yep, that's perfect. It is going to attack you. What's your armor class?
16.
Misses.
Wow, nice.
Yeah. It tries to swipe, and in fact, you almost see a moment of hesitation from the owl. But with a scream from Lady Reinhardt, it seems to shake out and still attack you. Okay. Now, she can cast spells while restrained.
100%.
Yep. Okay.
Which I, for one, am not worried about.
No, I would think it'd be fine.
Is that in focus now? Yeah, it was way blurry before. I must have left the autofocus on since, OBS doesn't retain camera settings.
Why would it?
I have to go through all 4 cameras before every single game.
And actually, in mist, she and ends up not right next to you, but closer over there.
Where at?
Go
Here?
to the same line as you, but then move it back a couple spaces.
Like
Move
that
her closer to the wall
Oh,
that
I see,
way.
like this. Be 30. About there?
Mm-hmm.
Alright.
And then...
Question, does my witch bolt disconnect when someone face steps?
I don't know, man.
I'll Google it. You go on.
You Google it. I didn't really think... I just figured the restraint's gone, but I don't know. The magic of it makes me feel like...
Misty step, right?
Yeah. Killian. 2 rays move to you and Elbin, 1 to you.
Okay, let's see. She got a 17.
They look like what would be scorching, but it's pure ice that she just...
I'm gonna cast a shield.
Okay.
It brings me to 20 armor class.
20 armor class. 1 hits you.
Yep.
Alright, so you take 6 cold damage as it just it's burning that it's so freezing and missed you. She couldn't quite get you.
Alright, I need to make a concentration check for Witch Bolt, if it's even still up. I do pass.
I'm gonna just say that it does, man.
That it does stay up?
Know.
I found an answer right here, I just haven't read it yet, so I'll read it.
We'll say it for now, yeah.
Okay, cool.
Elvin. Oh no, Anarchy. It's Anarchy's turn.
Oh, right. Well, I think she would go help Elbin and give that thing a shocking grasp so he can back away.
Absolutely hit.
2.
She almost doesn't run. It's like she almost just levitates. It's like... But as she comes up, her hands almost again materialize as she plunges them into the plume of this giant owl, and it just... Now, Elvin.
Okay. I will bonus action my bear friend. So it's 8 temporary hurt parts. This is already so 20. Yeah. So I guess that gets everybody.
Here, the bear, where it almost seems like it's been like ice, like kind of like steaming and melting before, no such thing. This bear looks vividly real here as it steps out of your chest and sits. It's still like a very spirited animal, but it looks clear.
I will use my bag of tricks.
Tight.
Nice.
Okay.
What's it gonna be?
Oh, giant elk.
Oh, nice. Hey, I just
we happen to
have one of those.
I'm guessing
I mean, it's gold, but...
I'm gonna have to look up the stats for that, sorry.
There's nothing here but gold.
With that.
Gotta open up all the minis on camera tonight.
It's true.
Here you go.
Well, here we go. Kaylin, back. You can put where you like.
Oh boy. Yeah, what is the range on that? I didn't mark that.
It's gotta be like 30 feet tops.
So I would guess I could probably get it right here. Is she trying to get elked? Okay, so...
It's a lot of stuff on the board, I like it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna actually raise the elevation because it's hard to tell what's what.
Actually, so sorry, I was unprepared for such a thing. Actually, so then, after reading the elk, I'll put the elk right there, and then charge. Right?
Do it.
Am I doing something wrong? I'm just making sure. And then hit with a ram attack, which is plus 60.
So 22, guessing that gets her.
It's got to move in a line at least 20 feet
Oh.
in order to charge.
What is this?
That is a table, so.
Elk stomp over a table?
Fuck. Hell
Yeah, man.
Absolutely.
Okay, I like to think.
Either way, their speed is 60 feet, so you could have even done it here. And
Yeah.
just,
Okay.
yeah.
So, hit for sure.
That does hit.
2d6 plus 4 with an extra 2d6. So 3d6 plus 4. Because of the charge.
So it's giant elk,
Yeah.
4d6. It is giant elk,
Yes.
4d6 plus 4 on the ram. Because it does a ram, and then if it did the ram, then it does a charge. If it moved
Oh, right,
20 feet.
2d6, yeah, I did one extra. You're right.
Whew.
So, 18 damage?
Holy smokes.
Seems good.
And it must succeed on a DC 14 strength savings throw or be knocked prone.
Oh, man. She's just like, what is the meaning? Tangled up, and elk tramples her to the
What is with
ground.
all these animals?
Did the did it say which bolt stays?
It seems to be because it's instant. You don't lose line of sight. Because Witch
Yeah.
Bolt specifically says once you lose line of sight, but Witch Bolt also says you instantaneously.
Yeah.
Which means there's no gap of not being visible, I guess. I would rule it either way. I can't find a hard and fast
I don't know,
rule.
man. I guess I could see it either way. I'm gonna say it stands. Whatever.
Alright, cool. I will tweet that at Jeremy Crawford. He usually responds to questions like that, but not obviously right this moment. In which case, Killian is just going to stride forward and just continuing to zap with the bolt.
She came to the wrong place.
Yeah, she's regretting that decision. 18 points of damage. Yeah, Witch Bolt at level 2 though. I think Witch Bolt is a great spell. It scales.
Yeah, that's good
perfectly.
damage.
Yeah.
Pieces of her look like they're flaking and melting, like chunks of ice are coming off, even though it's what starts as skin flakes off, shatters as ice, and she's just
Nice.
But she does get to. She is going to roll. No, she misses you. She reaches out, and you see a ray of frost that shoots out, but she is just writhing too much that she can't quite get you. Ah, man, and in fact, I think you almost like arcane deflected. Just
Yeah.
no other mechanical,
yeah.
but you're just like.
Right.
Okay. Mr. Downey. Mr. Downey jumps and just starts tearing this owl apart. That owl is gone.
Jeez.
Mr. Owl.
Erastus pulls out a short bow and tries to fire on this one. Hits. Alright.
Thanks for being on our side tonight.
Yeah. Okay. Y'all are doing, I guess, okay. Okay, the owls. The owl that's right in front of you, Elbin, in looking at you and determining if it's going to attack, it turns to attack Anarchy. Absolutely. Anarchy, it goes through her kind of incorporeal form, and she almost just pushes herself out of it. And again, now, it's like two birds are just... This one is going to fly by Erastus, though, and attack.
Do a little drive-by. How far do you want it to end?
It'll be. Actually, you can just go right there. Misses though. And Erastus just straight falls to the ground. Just drops. And, you know, the talons miss it, and then he kind of scrambles back up and is like... Alright, will you stand her back up, please?
No.
You guys are still outside of 5 feet, right?
Her and I?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm at 10. Yep. She could move there without provoking an attack, though.
She pulls out a diamond
This should be fun.
and throws it at you.
You catch it, put it in your pocket, and you got it done.
I'm like, thanks. Actually, I grab it and say yes.
I do.
Right.
And actually, she totally whiffs it. Again, you see it coming, and it's almost like telekinetic, and you just toss it to the ceiling, and it explodes in acid. Just, and she is just like, I mean, Witch Bolt's still around, just.
Tasty.
Anaki's turn.
All right, I think Anarchy will keep shocking and grasping that one right in front of her.
Okay.
I guess it'd be a 15. Use my stats.
Yep.
Cool.
Absolutely.
Big 3. Big 3 demolish.
And it now just again is plunging in and grabbing the wings and just.
Nice.
Elbin.
Are these are just plain old big owls?
Yeah,
They're
just-
not like icy or anything.
Nope,
right?
just giant ass owls.
Not giant icy ass owls.
Not giant icy ass owls, giant ass owls.
So I can move away. Safely, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll just move one away and frostbite that owl. So 13 con save.
Actually, give me 1 second. Failed.
Wow.
Takes 1 damage and disadvantage on the next weapon attack. That's another.
Still considered weapon attacks, yeah.
And then Elky Boy will. She's still in front. Okay, he's just gonna ram. Do it.
Alright. Just tries to, and she manages to, like, kind of duck out of the way and presses her hand against it, and you can see its throat starting to freeze.
But you know what? He's gonna take an opportunity attack and circle around because it seems
Do it
badass.
again?
Oh, just to get away and
I
be
see.
ready for the next
I
turn.
see.
So I don't know if she would opportunity attack. I guess she would.
Oh, yeah, she does have something, doesn't she?
Actually, you know, never mind.
Scratch that.
He's got a lot of hit points. So. It seems more fun for him to make circles and charge. No.
Oh,
Pass.
dang!
I mean,
A
that-
Twanky!
I mean, that
Oh,
was
boy.
definitely leaning up against that, so we don't know what it was.
That was definitely real.
Everything's fine. This is fine.
Mistake.
That was a cool pull from the bag.
Yeah.
14 damage. As from her hand, she forms a dagger of ice and just cuts down its side. And it just...
Cool. That's awesome.
Got 42. That's pretty good.
That's 42.
Yeah,
Why
sorry.
did I give you all this
I
shit?
don't know.
The DM's lament.
I was like, bag of tricks, that's pretty low. They'll have some fun with that, huh?
That's nothing.
If I roll an 8, it's pretty good.
Okay.
I think last time I just got a weasel, so.
Yeah, that's true, you did. Just a weasel.
Yeah.
It was just like...
I did like 1 damage.
did 1 damage on a hit. Just
So we're making it up for it.
yeah, nice marmot.
I like it. Killing.
Second verse, same as the first. He's just gonna continue witch bolting. In fact, he's gonna close the distance as he's doing it, just staring in her eyes. Ah! 12 damage.
dude.
Oh, man.
How?
I think it's a fairly terrifying sight because it's just, jet black figure, just eyes wide, just with like neon running up the veins. And I mean, I think he just stands over and does it like, not just unmercifully, but almost like scientifically. Like he's almost interested in the way she dies.
As you're doing it, she manages to put her hands on her wand, and in just an act of defiance, just breaks it. But as the pieces start to crumble from her, the frost comes up, and you can feel it touch your chest and move kind of throughout you. And for a second, frost comes out of your mouth, but she shatters to the ground. With that, you easily dispatch the owls who are in no danger. And you have beat my Lady Reinhardt giant owl puzzle.
That's cool.
I'll take it.
That was really cool. Nice, dude.
Arasis comes up and is like, he's like, I can already feel it, my friends. No pact. No more trouble. Maybe a little trouble, but not the kind of trouble that we got in.
No, what can you do to help those people? Are they going to be free of your incantations?
Oh yeah, no, I can, they're done. Already. Mine was an extension of hers. I couldn't have held it that long in the other realm without her power. It's already gone. The roses are still there, but that will just make people into each other.
I follow.
You can't force it on anybody. It's completely easy to accept. Not bad magic. Good magic. Do you want one?
No, thank you, though.
Do you want one?
No.
I'm alright.
Give them. No. Okay. That is the good news. The bad news. The wand was the one that opened the gate. We can open a gate, but not perhaps that gate.
So you're telling us we can't get back there?
No, that's not what I'm telling you. When you travel through gates, you have to concentrate on where you want to go from the Feywild. I just can't guarantee. It might be a bit more meandering.
We still have to deal.
Choice.
Still have to deal with whatever it is in the jungle.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's the way it is then.
Yes. Also, the time. It does not work the same here.
All right.
How long has it been?
Been or not been, it could be the exact same, it could be 5 minutes, it could be a couple of days, or 500 years either way. At worst 500 years.
Either way.
Oh yes, you could go backward too, sometimes. It's rare.
Oh man, I think killing would be like, hold on. Wait, did you say we can go backwards?
Maybe.
Is there any way to control that?
I don't know.
Is there anyone here who can choose when to return?
Maybe an archfey.
We could go back. You could get out ahead of whatever's happening in the jungle, and I could make some things right.
There are dangers of being back in time. If you run into yourself, bye-bye. You don't just die, you never existed.
That's worth considering.
Time is a strange thing to play with. I don't play with time. We are just not affected. But you don't belong here. You might be okay. You might be okay. You have him.
Is there a way to come back if we ever want to?
Find a Fae crossing. Once you find the Fae, ask when you come back, ask for Erasmus. I will find you. I'll tell people.
Alright. Well, I don't want to say thank you.
I would say thank you to both of you. Here. I have, maybe, your adventurers, weapons. Weapons for you. Just...
I would look up at Mr. Downey.
Mr. Downey is just... still fine. I mean, has a small wound, but it's just like... But walks over to Anarchy, and Anarchy is like... I mean, kind of rubbing her hand down the feathers. And Mr. Downey is like looking up. They seem to be sharing a slight moment. Erasmus comes back, and he's got 2 tiny darts. He's like, here, only can get these in the Fae. Mistletoe darts. They're very good. They hit easily. Once a day, you can use them. They do a lot of poison to something. And if something is immune, it's not immune anymore.
Well, thank you. I'll kind of put it in his like belt pocket, belt pouch.
They're both +7 to hit.
Holy moly.
And they both do. They will do 3d8 poison damage, and there is no resistance or immunity to them.
Oh.
That doesn't count.
Are they in D&D Beyond, or can you?
I
I'll
think
add
so.
them. Okay, I can add them for you if you want.
Thanks.
Cool. That's awesome.
You said once a day, right?
Once a day, they will do that. Unless they are lost.
3d8 poison, you said?
3d8 poison.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Alright, well, who do we speak to about a gate? Can you open a gate back?
We can go back. That's probably the same place that the gate will open. I will open it with my flutes.
Alright.
Hopefully... I'm sure everything will be okay. I hope it will be okay.
Alright. Well, Anarchy, are you prepared to go back?
I'm prepared because you are prepared. Although you are wanting to stay.
I'm curious.
Yes, you are kidding.
But you've got pressing matters.
I'm curious too. This place does something to my powers, or perhaps the material plane does something to my powers that doesn't happen when I'm here. It's true.
Well, we'll have to come back.
I hope
There's
so.
not enough time to research right now. Gotta go collect the rest of our payment.
You sure love
I
gold,
suppose.
Killian.
I don't love it. I'm just looking out for our future. We can't be poor vagabonds forever. Gold will buy you a lot of things, a lot of opportunities.
I trust your judgment.
Anna Killington, but not power. True power.
That's right. That's right. What can I say that?
Well then.
Alright. Well, let's go. There's no point waiting around.
Alright, the rest is like, do you want drinks first? Just me? Just me. Okay, well, thank you, my friends. If I see you again, we can dance together. Yes.
We'll keep an ear out for you.
Okay, here we go. And you see the mist stretch out again.
I think he would pause a little bit and look at Anarchy one more time. Like, take her in, not in a weird way.
No,
Just kind of
yeah.
look her like, it's like more like her true form or something. Just try to remember it.
I gotta look at my woody arms.
As you open your palms, blooms come up.
You are
Close.
Groot.
Very much.
Yeah, I think at that Kelly would go.
You don't say anything to her? Don't need to.
I don't think so. I don't know. I mean, I guess I'd just sort of look at her and be like, thank you for being my other.
Thank you for being mine. We chose each other. She leans in, and we might have to go through the mirror again.
You'd probably look pretty grave at that. I'm ready to go. Are you?
Suppose. Well, goodbye.
Goodbye, my friends. Mr. Downey is...
I think on the way out, Killian would kind of grab Elbin's arm, like, just in case the timing is off.
Good idea.
You guys jump through.
Yes.
Yeah?
Take my down below. It's safe, I promise.
Killian, for a moment, while you're in there, time is kind of swirling around you. You don't know if it's necessarily maybe past or future, it might even be present. You see the long halls of the monasteries and the libraries of home. Secrets are kept, devices. And around a corner you see running, a bit ragged and looking almost more in traveling clothes, is your master, Karastophiles. And he's shoving something in as he's running furiously, just... I mean, he's clearly panicked, even in his age. Stepping out as he steps into a large, almost compass rose in the center of them. You see the guards, their robes blowing in the wind, all step out and be like, "Give it up, Karastophiles." He's like, and you see all of them raise their hands in various magics, fireballs, flames, they all just at once consume around him. And there's a moment, though, when then it suddenly starts seeming as they're being sucked in, and all of their energies, Karastophiles is... And the bookcases go flying, and all of them, and he's like... and he continues running. And he makes it to the large chamber, where you see the large engines that are firing in the distance. And he's nearly to a gate that he starts tapping the stones in a specific order. And then behind him, something appears, and you can't quite see. And it's like, you hear a voice like, "Release it to me. You cannot stop it." And he's like, "I'll be the master of it first." And then you see a bolt come at him. You can tell that he's tried to throw up a shield. Something hits him, and he starts to disintegrate. All of his energy starts pulling out, but he manages to push himself backward into the open gate and fall. Both of you drop now. No longer in the heat of Chult. You might be back in the Sword Coast. There's pine needles down. Looks a bit more like an evergreen forest, but it's fairly spaced out. You can kind of feel what feels almost like an autumn day. But right before you, you see, it looks like a noble in armor, wounded, running and stop and look at you. All of the sudden, just where did... And then you hear wolves howling. And that's where we'll end.
Tight. That was a fun one.
Yeah.
Tight. I'm glad you guys dug it.
Man, trying to find out what's going on with Karastophiles.
Oh, and the mystery surrounding Elbin.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was good. Seeds planted all over the place. Just planting seeds.
I'm just.
Yep. Be like,
What was that?
that was
Steaming?
water.
Steaming
It was water.
Well, I was making it.
Yeah, I was
sound.
steaming it. I was just on the top.
You guys wrecked Lady Reinhardt.
Yeah, that was crazy.
Everything went really well.
Yeah, we rolled hot. the
It's
whole
tight
time.
though sometimes though. It just looks like,
Dude,
guess
it
what?
really is.
Y'all steamrolled.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Sometimes you just want to wreck stuff.
Yeah.
That was cool.
And y'all did.
It was fun, man. I like it.
Tight.
Can't wait to find out where we're at.
Yeah.
It should be good. I think we'll have next week for anybody watching. We're gonna probably finish up this and get to where we need to go at a some point. We'll be off for 2 weeks. We've got some traveling going on, and we've got the November 3rd weekend for Extra Life with Kelsey. So some of that's been kind of moved from Tuesday to.
Let me link our Extra Life.
So, but yes, tune in this Sunday for more Waterdeep Dragon Heist, of course. Tune in next Tuesday, and we will have more of this, a bit of a walk through the plains. And then we'll be off and we'll be back. And when we're back, we should resolve a few, I can go ahead and say it, a lot of mysteries that have been surrounding Elvin and Schult shall be revealed and hopefully solved.
Awesome.
So
Love it.
We'll be getting back. But yeah, check us out on Sunday for Waterdeep Dragon Heist. Next Tuesday, and then that following weekend is it, right? No, it'll be the 3rd. Never mind.
Yeah. All right, that was awesome. I'm gonna raid our buddy Scrat.
Tight.
Let's launch a Scrat raid.
All right, thanks everybody.
Yeah, that was fun. Thank you,
my
Sean.
dudes.
That was good. All right, just a second. Launching this raid. Ready in 1 second. Here we go. Boom.